Hi everyone and welcome to Crypto Ripto. I'm Christian and I'm going to be taking you through today's rundown. We're going to be going through the Bitcoin price action, the Ethereum price action and also the news that's making the headlines as we speak. Also, for those that are new to the channel and don't know what it's about, Crypto Ripto is on a journey to educate the mass people that are new to crypto, that don't really understand the market and want to get a better understanding and education before they invest their hard-earned cash. It's also for the people that are new to technical analysis. I've been trading in technical analysis now for over 10 years and I've been investing for pretty much around the same time. So I'm going to go through all the kind of education, tips, tricks and stuff like that that I've learned throughout the years, and I'm going to pass it through the charts in here so you don't have to, so you can sit back, relax and get a better understanding hopefully by the end of this video. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, stay tuned and let's get into the video. Hi, so let's go over the Bitcoin price action and what the charts are saying, what stage I think Bitcoin's chart accumulation is in. And if you've been listening to the socials or looking at the news and social media, you'll hear a lot of people being super positive and bullish that Bitcoin has now entered into the spring phase of the Wyckoff accumulation chart. But I'm going to go through the chart and the price action to say why we should not be so hasty to be looking that Bitcoin's in the spring stage and is going to start shooting up to all-time highs. But we'll jump into the chart now and have a look at it. So if we have a look at the chart now with the Bitcoin price action, you can see here Bitcoin's still trading in this sideways kind of channel, and it's been doing this since the crash back in May. Now the reason why I think it's still in the accumulation phase is because we've not actually confirmed that we're breaking out of this strong resistance here. Now I know some of the people, and I'll just show you the Wyckoff accumulation phase here. I know some of the people are saying that because we had this drop against the $30,000 mark and we wicked down here, that this was the confirmation of the spring test. Now we're going to go back up into this channel, which they have a price action around about just below here at 33,000. So they would be saying that this here is that a kind of consolidation area where we bounce off the support here and we'll break this resistance in what would be the confirmation of coming out of this spring test, breaking out of 33,000, retesting this and then going on to do what they're saying is a bit of a pump, and Bitcoin going on to produce higher highs and higher lows. But I think that Bitcoin's doing the trade sideways for a little bit longer now, and the main reason I say this is because as the people that have been watching my videos on this channel, I'm a massive believer of volume spread analysis, and the volume is just not there to confirm in the market for Bitcoin at the moment that we're going to start going on a rally to produce higher highs and higher lows just at the moment. And with the news of the decross coming in and putting Bitcoin in a bit of a downtrend, and what I see as kind of a micro bear market within a bull run, because every bull run has to have big corrections in order to sustain the momentum upwards, but that has been sort of strengthened and we've seen deeper corrections because of the FUD, the FOMO and the news. So the bulls are still there and we're still putting Bitcoin in this accumulation channel. But are we too hasty to say, or are the people too hasty to say that Bitcoin is going to start pumping into this spring stage, break the 33,000 resistance, test it and go on to produce higher highs and higher lows here, which would be crashed here up to break the 33,000 resistance, down to retest and then start producing higher highs and higher lows. Now if you have a look at the chart I put back, I still think we're in this capitulation phase and we're just coming out of this, and then we're going to start going down a little bit further. Now this is what's the accumulation of Wyckoff is in here. For those that are not understanding too well, so how do we go from the kind of this kind of Wyckoff pattern to this Wyckoff pattern? This is the accumulation schematic, and this is what confirms this kind of capitalization phase, and this is when people have lost faith in the market, when everything's on a low, when people are accumulating, they want to see prices go lower to get an absolute bargain. And this has been confirmed with these massive high volume dumps and big wicks to the downside. Now, as we know, obviously Bitcoin trading this channel, it's been getting strong kind of rejections at this big key momentum of 41,000 seems to be a big kind of resistance line for Bitcoin. Now, for me, for it to be in what people would be saying the spring and the uptrend, I'd have to see it break that 41,000 mark. Now, we have to have the breakout and test of 41. I mean, we will have little pumps and dumps in the meantime, but as why it's trading in this channel, for me, I don't think this is confirmation enough to be in this kind of area on the spring test here. And people are saying that this is this phase now where we wick down there, and now we're going to be start seeing us do this, go into phase D possibly in the next month. Well, if this is the daily chart, they're going to say we're going to phase D in the next month or so, and then Bitcoin's on the way up from there. I just think with the amount of, if we just go onto the fear and greed index as well, with the amount of fear that's in the market at the moment, which is still quite low at 20, well, the extreme fear is high at 22, but it's like a low number. And this is not confirmation to me that the market is ready to start putting Bitcoin into what we'd say a kind of spring step and up phase. There's no real, you know, kind of pattern in the chart. There's no footprint in the chart to suggest that Bitcoin's got the volume, got the momentum. I still think the smart money is sitting on the sidelines. So that's my analyst. So what I'm saying is as well, just be cautious with Bitcoin still at the moment. I still think Bitcoin's a sound investment. I think it's cheap. You know, when Bitcoin is at these levels, and is especially when it's down here, this is a great time to buy Bitcoin. You know, when there's a lot of extreme fear in the market, they say that's the time to buy. And when there's a extreme greed in the market, that's the time to sell. And as we're seeing, there's extreme fear in the market now. Now, how you buy in at these levels is up to you. Personally, I would dollar cost average in. So you're sort of buying a bit here, a bit here, a bit here, especially if we're bouncing between this support and this resistance. There's a whole load of buying range here, which is a massive 10,000. It's roughly around about a $10,000 channel, that is. So from here to here is, I'll do it in percentage wise, is 33%. So it's about, yeah, it's about a $10,000 channel. And I know a lot of people want to see some great indicators of the Fibonacci retracements, and even that, if we have a look from in this channel here, Bitcoin's not really doing anything. I mean, the golden area that people say, the golden pocket here, is where it's been getting a bounce and where this line is here. But I think at the moment, I think regardless of this Fibonacci retracement and all the patterns that you could pull out, I think for me, the key pattern is, unless you're day trading, then you've got to draw some, then you've got to go down to the 5-minute time frame and start drawing some patterns and looking at the moving averages, and you can trade off that. But for Bitcoin as a whole on the daily chart, I think we need to break out of this channel. But let me know what you think. Leave a comment below. Also slap a like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. It really helps this channel grow, and it helps me produce a lot more great content, because obviously the channel gets out to the mass people, which we want to educate all the new people that are new to crypto and new to technical analysis. So you don't have to spend hours and hours researching. You can just look here, understand what I think. These kind of patterns that I've been pulling out over the last 6 to 8 weeks have been playing out, I'd say 90% of the time. As you can see from when we did this, obviously this is something I drew this chart on the Bitcoin chart, and it pretty much started playing out to the downside here. And we will get into this phase. I just don't think we're in it at the moment. I think because of the news and the bad news and the FOMO and people trying to push the price down, I think the capitulation phase and the consolidation phase, or whatever people refer it to as, is going to be dragged out that little longer. So I think the whole market will be dragged out longer. From predicted at the beginning of the year, we're going to start seeing altcoins really pump and Bitcoin kind of pump around about. Altcoins, I think, was about September, October. Bitcoin was around July, August. I think now everything's going to move in. I think sort of October, November will be Bitcoin's time to shine, probably November, and altcoins could go all the way to December, January time. But that's just my prediction. So now we're going to move on to Ethereum price chart and analysis. And Ethereum's not been doing too great of late. It's been on sort of a massive downward spiral since, I'd say, obviously we were trading in this channel here for the same time of Bitcoin. Since this big crash down here, we had two massive dumps on Ethereum. Then we had this relief rally, which got rejected at the 2,800 kind of mark. And then we started dipping down, and Ethereum started trading in this channel, and it's traded in this channel all the way to, I think it was about the 18th of this month. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, the 18th of this month. Then Ethereum had a bit of a disaster and started flowing right down and hit kind of lows that we probably thought we'd never really see again since the crash in Ethereum of like $1,700. And that's super low for Ethereum, because we didn't think this year we would be seeing Ethereum kind of go sideways under $2,000. And that's what seems to be happening with Ethereum here. Now, two things are happening with Ethereum. We've got something that might be make or break for Ethereum, and then something that's really positive for Ethereum. So the make and break for Ethereum is that on the 25th, it has its biggest version of options due to expire. Now, last time the options expired, I think was around, let's just have a quick confirmation in the news here. The upcoming expiry is a 30% larger than the one that took place in March, which conceded of a 17% plunge in the price. And Ether went down over 5 days, bottoming out at 1550. Now, if we have a look at Ethereum's price chart here, Ethereum sort of like way back in March was, I mean, we can zoom out and go in there. All right. Was all the way down here, and where it's saying it's bottomed out was 1500 would have been here. But it wasn't that much of a degree. It says it took a 17% plunge, but if you have a look in the grand scheme of things here, yeah, roughly about 17%. Yeah, so that's what he's talking about, the 17% plunge. It wasn't really anything major. If you have a look, considering the plunges we've been taking here, even if Ethereum took that 17% plunge from where it is now here and went all the way down, we'd probably be just touching pretty much similar to what the lows were when we was touching around about here. But if it's a bigger option and we see a 20% correction, then Ethereum's going to be coming down to the same price targets here, which would be about the 1500s. But with Ethereum's other news, which is the EIP 1559, which is just been launched in testnet, which we'll go through on obviously the news quickly. This is massive news for Ethereum. Now, it doesn't go live for, if all goes well, for 3 to 4 weeks. And if it does, this could have a massive price indication for Ethereum, in my opinion, because this eradicates some of the big issues that we face with Ethereum, and the number one being the gas fees. The gas fees, where you have to put so much slippage in there and high marginal marks to get yourself favored with the miners to get your transaction put through, gets eradicated. That floats away, and then you just get now what's called a basic gas fee, which is one standard platform for everyone else. Now, that is pretty cool, in my opinion. Not favored with the miners, but it's pretty cool for the people that want to use Ethereum. And also, obviously, if all goes well and nothing sort of flakes out on the testing, that's going to be great bullish momentum, I think, for Ethereum. Will it pull the crypto market up and start? No, definitely not, but it'll be certainly good news in the right direction. So for Ethereum, I still think it's really at its real all-time low. They could, like I say, we've got to watch the price chart with Ethereum on the 25th to make sure it doesn't go that much lower than it needs to. I think there will be a dip because the smart money and the people waiting on the sidelines that really do believe in Ethereum and want to buy it down at these kind of 1600 1500 levels again. So I think there might be a price squeeze. So if it was me, I wouldn't want to be going long or short on Ethereum. I'd be wanting to wait now till the 25th, which is tomorrow, and sort of looking at if I can get Ethereum at a bit cheaper price. If Ethereum goes down, I would say buy it. Buy as much as you can, as quick as you can. Try and get in at them near bottom wicks, because I don't think they're going to be there that long, because I think the smart money's waiting on the sidelines and we could see Ethereum shoot back up. So there's no, and we would need to see it with kind of ultra high volume that we see here. So there's no obviously pulling lines or patterns out of this, because I just don't think it's gonna help or do any momentum or different for Ethereum at the moment. So now we're going to move into the news, and we're just going to do two bits of news quickly. And the first one being that the New York City's mayoral frontrunner pledges that if obviously he gets in, going to turn New York City into a forefront running digital kind of new age city. And he's pledged to put Bitcoin at the head of that, along with other things like self-driving cars, other technology, etc., etc. But this is a massive boost for Bitcoin. This means that on the back of Miami's mayor taking on Bitcoin and saying it can pay people in Bitcoin, that New York want to follow suit. And as we know, New York is one of the most major cities in the world, with London and Paris, etc., and etc. So if this happens and New York do start getting behind Bitcoin, I can see that being some serious bullish momentum and positive news for Bitcoin. Coming into Ethereum's news, this is just cementing on saying a bit more about what's happening on June the 25th, which may sort of be a make or break. Now, I don't know what to make of it, if it's going to be make or break. I don't think it's that drastic. I don't think it's make or break at all. I just think, like I just said when we looked at the Ethereum chart, I think people are going to use it to capitalize on squeezing the price down a little bit so they can buy Ethereum much lower, because Ethereum to me is absolute bargain at the moment. You've got to think where Ethereum was trading not so long ago, and we was looking at like way high at the 4,500 nearly mark, 4,400, and we're looking at Ethereum might go down to 1,500. That to me is that absolute steal, an absolute bargain of a price. So for me, it's one to watch tomorrow. Hopefully the only thing that I think is going to be make or break tomorrow is if we get Ethereum at a discount or not. That to me is going to be the make or break, and how much we can quickly buy if it goes down. Anyway, we'll just recap quickly. So Bitcoin, I don't believe in a lot of the stuff that's being said at the moment, that Bitcoin's in the spring stage. I still think it's capitulation phase is outstretching a little bit, and I think we've got a little bit more sideways, if not a little bit of a dip down to 30k to retest again on Bitcoin. So just be cautious and careful at the moment. Ethereum, we've got to wait till tomorrow to see what them options say, and we could be grabbing some Ethereum at a bargain, so watch out for that one. And in the news, there is positive news coming out there now, that the China FUD and the Russia FUD and the banks banning Bitcoin's calmed down. I think we're going to start seeing everything settle down, the extreme fear start declining away, and the crypto market taking a turn in the next few weeks, months or so, and things start picking up and getting momentum again. Anyway, again, I'm Christian, this is Crypto Ripto. Please slap a like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, feel like you do, if you found this information educational and interesting. And as always, trade smart, trade safe, and don't get wrecked.